What is going on, guys? Smooth Racing here, back with a brand new video, and today then we've got our F1 2014 team previews, and today it is Force India. So then the Indian team entering its 7th year in Formula 1. It's been slowly working its way up the F1 grid, sort of got up into a stable midfield team, definitely always threatening to spin the wheels every year, but never quite make it to get that podium or indeed that race win. The best result to date came from the 2009 Belgium Grand Prix. I'm sure you all remember that, with Giancarlo Fisichella just being pipped by Kimi Räikkönen for the race win. But great result there for Fisichella, second, and that is still Force India's best result, and they'll be hoping to either match that or even beat that in 2014. 2014 does seem to be presenting their best year yet, certainly their best chance for them to Force India to do really well. They could sort of pick up where other teams have really struggled and maybe even leapfrog the likes of Lotus, maybe Red Bull, other big teams from 2013 that might be struggling for pace and indeed reliability for 2014. Because that Force India, although it's showing some good signs of pace, I don't think it's amazing in terms of pace. Definitely I think around midfield in comparison to some of the other teams. That's obviously just from testing, you can't look too much in testing, but I think reliability for Force India is a very strong aspect of the car and a very strong aspect for the team, which they'll be hoping to, that can really propel them into success in 2014. And there's no reason why they can't be successful in 2014. Many people are tipping them for even a race win in the year. That could be really tough. Maybe a bit of luck is needed there. Maybe a few cars retire that lead in the race, and maybe one of the two Force Indias takes the lead. But you never know what can happen in Formula 1. It's such an unpredictable sport, and 2014 will probably be the most unpredictable year of the 21st century by far. Probably, really, all these rule changes. I've said it a million times now, but it's going to be a great season. I'm sure Force India are going to enjoy it thoroughly. It's going to be a lot of hard work for all the Force India guys back at team base, but I think if they can produce a good car, which they seem to have, and a very reliable car, which they also seem to do, then there's no reason why Force India can't push into the top 5 teams, which of course has always been their top target. Every team enters F1 with that one goal of success. I mean, obviously, they're starting out small. Force India, didn't score in their first year, then got a podium in the second year, started building up in their 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then 6th years, really pushing for that podium. But sadly, they couldn't quite make it. But really looking up, things are definitely looking up for Force India in 2014. But yeah, let's get on to the drivers then. Sergio Perez and Nico Hülkenberg. Nico Hülkenberg, one of the most highly rated drivers on the grid, even though he's never actually scored a podium or won a race, and that's going to be a fact you have to remember, guys. We can't rate him in the top 5 drivers in the field until he has actually won a race or indeed scored a podium. So it'll be interesting to see if Hülkenberg can score a podium, because what he has failed to do, Perez has succeeded in doing. Yes, that's right, Sergio Perez has actually got 3 podiums to his name, all coming from his 2012 year at Sauber. And I think, Sergio Perez is quite underrated, I think, at the moment. Of course he had a bad year, I think, at McLaren. That year didn't work well for his CV, but he was really lucky to get this Force India drive, and it could turn out to be a really good seat for him. Him and Hülkenberg could be a formidable partnership for the Force India team. Definitely one of the top midfield runners for the next, for the new year. It'll be really interesting to see how they'll fare and where we'll be seeing them on the grid. It's so hard to tell at the moment. Could they be midfield? Could they be challenging for podiums and race wins? We'll have to see. I mean, the first few races could present a really good opportunity for Force India, as they do seem to be strongest at the start of the season. So expect some podium finishes and maybe even a race win in the opening races from Force India. So the target then, I think, for Force India is to get podiums and maybe even a sneaky race win. But I think the main objective for the constructors is to break into the top 5. It's a perfect year to do so, and I think Force India will be begging and hoping that they can. As for the drivers, I think both of them want top seats in 2015 and beyond. So I think, both of them really have to impress. I think Hülkenberg probably a bit safer, but I think he's got to impress to move up the grid, and I think Perez has to impress to stay in that seat. But a really good partnership, really good team, looks to be a really good car, so a really interesting season for Force India ahead. And you can leave your thoughts and opinions on how you think Force India will succeed in 2014 down in the comment section below. That means for racing then, please like, share and subscribe for weekly F1 and motorsport content. But that's all from me then. Goodbye.